Welcome back to Poul's Kitchen. Back from a hiatus. We're glad to be back in shop now, and we're going to be doing our budget Christmas dinner. So before we begin, smash that like button, share, subscribe, join us on IRC, irc.darkworld.network, and also join us on www.pouls-kitchen.club. So here we go. We've got our beautiful Christmas dinner made on a budget, pretty cheap, efficient, and amazing. And we look forward to sharing this with you. So please stay tuned. Welcome to Poul's Kitchen. My name is Chef Poul, and behind me is the ever-loving, awesome, and yet fragrant Chef Amy. Merry Christmas! And today we're getting ready for a Christmas meal, which of course we're going to be doing on Boxing Day because Amy stopped working today, and I'm going to go do the family thing for a little bit. So yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Amy. So before we begin, I want you to check out www.pouls-kitchen.com. Don't forget, we do have a Patreon page where you can support us. That money goes to help with our production, our hosting, and helps with many of our other technical and IT stuff that we have going for this, because it is rather expensive to run this sometimes. So we're going to do the full Christmas dinner. So to start, we're going to start with cooking the turkey. And that itself can take a little bit. Some people say, well, it's always best to cook the turkey the day of. I disagree because there's a lot to do the day of. We've got sweet potatoes, we've got potatoes, we got tons of stuff going on to make this meal really good. Now, if you notice, this is our new apartment. We kind of have a smaller fridge. So we had to downsize on a lot of things, which is kind of sucky for us because we like to buy in bulk quite a bit. So we're altering our habits. But we got this beautiful young turkey. It's between 5 to 7 kilograms. Not quite sure what that means, but we do have some people coming over tomorrow, and you'll meet them. And that should be enough to feed us all. So it's not a huge turkey. It's not going to be annoying to the point where you're going to be eating turkey leftovers for a month. So it is what it is. Poor Amy is working today, so we're going to cook this. We're going to leave this going all day. Before we begin, please hit the like, share, subscribe. Visit us on our website, on our IRC server, irc.darkworld.network. Poul's Kitchen. Join us on our Facebook page. Just join in. So without any further ado, here's Chef Amy. She's an amazing cook when it comes to turkey. I do know how to make turkey. I'm not bad at it. However, this is one of the things Amy does really well. So why invent the wheel? So here's Chef Amy. Hi, Chef Amy.
Hi. So I'm going to start by melting some butter.
All right, so she's gonna go to the microwave and keep an eye on your butter. You don't want to melt and you don't want to go all away, so you really have to be careful of it. So this is our beautiful Samsung microwave, and you notice it's a little on the bigger side, so I like my women. It's an industrial one, and I'll tell you,
we love it.
And Chef Stanley's all excited because he loves turkey, and he's all excited to see people tomorrow. Right, Stanley? So he says hi.
A little bit longer.
So when you're getting your butter melted, you can do this on the stove too. Microwave's a little bit easier, mind you, a little bit quicker. And you really want to keep an eye on it because you can't let it go too long.
Yeah, there we go.
And make sure you set your microwave too, because if you don't, you're going to hear it dinging all the time. So Amy had a birthday last week. She turned 50.
No! I turned 40.
Okay, so Amy's going to be going very carefully cutting that bag. Now, when you're using a knife or scissors, put it into the sink when you're done, because it's not chicken, but it's still the same thing. You want to make sure that it's sterilized, because if you go to cut something else and it goes right into your mouth, it's going to really, it can food poison you. It's not a good thing. So Amy knows that she's got quite a bit of cleaning to do.
Yes. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Well, first evidence I've ever seen of Amy washing her hands.
No. Then I'm going to take the butter.
You dropped the cover of the seasoning on the floor, by the way.
Okay, I'll pick it up after.
And she's going to be brushing the butter over the turkey. Brushing the butter over the turkey makes it a little bit more tenderized. It helps it cook a little bit better. If you want, you can take a knife and just poke holes through the turkey. It'll help it season a little bit better too. Sometimes we add stuffing right into the rear end of the turkey. Amy loves sticking her hand in the behind. That's kind of her thing. She is Dutch after all.
And you want to make sure you get all of it. That's why I flipped it over.
You don't have to poke holes through it.
No.
You can. It will be a little better if you do. Not by a whole lot though. But like Amy said, you want to make sure you paint the whole turkey. It's like painting a car. If you forget little pieces of it, it's just not going to look good. If you forget little pieces of the butter, it's just not going to taste as well as it would have. So painting that big bird is going to be the best thing you ever do.
And we're not using our oven. We're using a roaster oven.
Oh yes, that's also a really important thing that Amy neglected to mention. We don't usually use an oven for turkey. We actually use a roaster oven. It works really well. It's less power consumption, and in all due honesty, it will do a little bit better too. So she's going to give it a nice extra little rub. Use all the butter. And it's going to turn out really good. What are you doing, Amy?
That's a gizzard that was in it.
So apparently we throw the gizzard out, right?
Yeah.
And again, 2 times in one day, Amy's actually going to wash. No comment?
Oh, you're bad.
You'll notice here in Poul's Kitchen, we like to have a little bit of fun and make some jokes. Amy is of Dutch descent. I grew up with a Dutch, and I'm well aware of all their little stereotypes that they have, and some of them are true for some of them, but not all. They're not all that way. But Amy and I like to joke around a little bit.
And now I have some smoky teriyaki rub, which I'm going to put some on here, the turkey. I have some dill weed.
Dill weed will give a nice, different little texture. And we're going to film the whole entire...
And I have some savory herb poultry seasoning.
We're going to be filming the whole entire meal, guys. It's going to be good.
And I have some sage. Oh, if I get it open. Maybe I won't be using sage. Paprika.
Now we're using the smoked variety. Now, if you're serving somebody that really doesn't like heat, then you don't want that. And Amy, take the camera for a minute, please.
Okay.
This is taped on pretty good.
It is. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
No problem. So Amy's going to do this and she's going to flip the bird. She's good at flipping the bird. And then she's going to do the other side too.
Yeah.
You always want to do both sides.
All of it.
Another really important thing here. Ooh, 3 times in a row. Really important thing, guys, is wash your hands when you're touching poultry. When she's done this and she's all done, she's going to go to the bathroom and she's going to wash her hands, whether she likes to or not.
No, I'm going to.
You have to do it, guys. And again, if you're serving people, you might want to be careful of the hot stuff, because some people don't like hot sauce and they're not going to really like your turkey too much. And that's a really important thing to keep in mind, because you don't want to do that. And there's other things you can do too if you so want. You could also put a little bit of olive oil on it. You can put liquid smoke on it.
I can't put liquid smoke. We do have it.
Yeah, but we're not going to.
Okay.
There's a lot of different things you could do on it. I know people shoved cans of pop or beer right into its behind.
There.
So what next, Amy?
Next, we can start cooking it.
Okay, so wash your hands again.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to tell you this. I'm going to get beaten up for this, I know it. No comment?
Yes, you will later on. So then, I'm put the lid on it. And we're gonna turn it on high for 450 degrees for about half an hour to an hour, and then we're gonna turn it down.
Okay, where are we going to turn it down to, Amy?
We're gonna turn it down to about 250.
So about medium heat?
Yeah,
Medium heat, and how long does that cook for?
a few hours,
How few is few?
like four or five.
So half an hour to an hour on high, and then 4 or 5 hours on medium heat. That's on a roaster. You can do pretty much the same trick on. In the oven or whatever you're cooking it. You can barbecue it too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Done that before. Nova Scotia, we have one power company called Nova Scotia Power, and they're incredibly irresponsible, so it is what it is. So we're going to let this go now. When we're done cooking it, we're going to take it out, and Amy's going to show you what it looks like at the end. So we'll be back. Say bye, Amy.
Bye.
Welcome back. So this is going to be a very quick segment. We're going to continue with this tomorrow when we start cooking the rest of the stuff, when we expect our guests, and you'll see our guests. We got to move our table out, and we're going to have a really good Christmas. My wife, unfortunately, she has to work today, and I have to suffer to visit my family and see my niece and nephew and see a reindeer out in the open grass, which we've seen today. And I already had my Christmas dinner and had a little bit to drink. So the turkey's done.
Yeah, look at that. Mmm.
So I'm not going to bore you with the cutting or anything like that, but Tomorrow when we start presenting it, you'll see us cut it. You'll see what else we have planned. I think it's going to be really, really nice. I mean, we can already see how nice and juicy it is. Amy will probably add a bunch of jalapeno and habanero and ghost pepper.
No.
Probably will.
No.
But this is a turkey, and I'm telling you, I just had a big turkey dinner at my parents', and you know what? I kind of want to cut a piece of this now and start eating. Am I allowed?
It smells so good.
I know. Am I allowed?
Have one little piece.
No.
No, we're gonna save
I'm
it.
gonna save it. So I'm gonna get Amy slice that, put that away, and we'll be ready to continue tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Welcome back. This is Sunday afternoon. We're getting ready. The countdown is on before our guest comes in. So right now we're prepping. So two things we're going to prep because they're going to take the longest. Now I want to remind you that when we're making this meal, we're making it in mind of people that may not necessarily have a huge budget. I know people will go out and they'll spend hundreds, if not $1,000 on their big holiday meal. Yes, you don't have to. You really don't. But if you look at my fridge here, it's pretty small. I do not have a fridge to put a huge turkey. This year it's been a little tight, a little difficult. I've been off sick for a couple months, like I said before. So we're just getting back in the game. So I don't really have a lot of money right now. But we do have enough to have a really good meal. And this meal is dedicated for those who need to have a budget. They don't have a whole lot of money to go out and splurge and buy and make all these expensive stuff. You don't need to. And I'm going to show you how. So I've got 2 giant sweet potatoes sliced up. I'm going to leave the skin on. They've been cleaned. And I'm soaking them in the water for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'm going to drain the water out. I'm going to put them in the microwave for 3 minutes. And then they're going to be ready. And what we're going to do, I'll show you the rest of that. But before you do that, you have to let these soak for 30 minutes. Going to drain the water. I'm going to give them a good rinse off. Because again, you have to wash them to start. If you don't wash them, you're going to be eating dirt. We don't want that. So when you rinse them out, put some water around it. Just rinse them off and clean them up a little bit more. Put them in the microwave for 3 minutes. What the microwave is going to do for the 3 minutes, it's not going to cook them, but it is going to soften them a little bit. These are sweet potatoes, and you know what? If you go to a restaurant and you order sweet potato fries, you're going to instantly pay like $3 or $4, if not more, extra just to have the sweet potato option. Sweet potatoes really aren't that expensive. And you know what? If you know how to do them the right way, you can do whatever you want with them. You can make fries. You can make. You can actually mash them if you really want to. But the best thing to do, especially with potatoes, whether white or sweet, is get rid of the starch. It really does make a difference. It will make them so much more tender. We're going to be making a sweet potato stir fry with vegetables and everything else. It's a little unique. It's not traditional for Christmas. A lot of people like mash, but you know what? I'm kind of feeling, you know what? We're not babies. We don't need baby food. No offense to those of you who like mash. But let's try something a little bit different and a little bit more creative. You can go out and buy what? Sweet potatoes less than $2, isn't it?
47 cents per pound if you go to Gateway.
And for our American friends, they're less than $2 a potato. It doesn't cost that much. And you're not going to eat these every day, but I mean, if you can get them really cheap, get some sweet potatoes, do what we're doing. You can make them into fries, you can chip them up, they're great. These are regular white potatoes. So what we're going to do is, again, like the sweet, we're going to soak these in water for 30 minutes. It's going to get the starch right out of it. Again, we're leaving the peels on, they've been cleaned, but again, when we go to clean this, when we go to dump the water, we're going to rinse them again to make sure we got the rest of anything that might be on there. After that, we're going to set them on a plate. We're going to let them dry off as much as we can. Before we go further, I'm going to say this, and I'll say this again, because I really want this ingrained in your mind. Don't put salt on your potatoes until they're fully cooked. If you put salt in this first, it's going to draw the moisture out, and it's not going to be crisp. Now, these aren't exactly in shape of French fries.
No.
But they're going to be close enough, right? I mean, some are a little bigger than others, but If you're to make French fries and you put salt on them when you're cooking them, it'll dry the moisture out and they're just not going to taste crisp. They're not that good. If you go to McDonald's and you ever pay attention when they make their fries, yeah, it's kind of trash because it's deep fried. You see them, they take the thing out, they put it in the fry tray, and then they season it after. You ever wonder why they don't season it until after? Well, their fries are nice and crisp. They taste crisp and they're good that way. But if they put salt in first,
It'll ruin it.
it's not going to be crisp. So you're going to notice I'm going to have some ingredients that may not necessarily be kosher to you. Like for instance, cranberry sauce from a can. I'm not a big fan of canned stuff. If you know me, you know that's just me. However, like I said, sometimes you have to make do with what you have. This is us making do with what we have. I would encourage you guys not to feel too terribly bad if you don't have the money to go out and buy exactly what you want, how you want it. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. Amy and I aren't rich. We don't make money out of these videos. I'm not doing it to get rich, I'm doing it to help you. If you can afford to go out and buy real cranberries, go for it. This has 0 sodium, and it is 22 kilograms of sugar, but you know what?
Milligrams,
sorry. But if you're going to be doing cranberries, you have to add sugar one way or another. If I was doing this homemade, I'd be using stevia. It's a good sugar-free option, but we're trying to can this time. It will be good. The turkey's all done, so majority of it, believe it or not, it's all done. We just
gravy's done just about.
Gravy, yep.
Stuffing we have to make.
Stuffing, and we're almost done. So we have to do the carrots. We'll cut those up and we'll boil them. Nothing special about that. I'm sure we can all figure out how to use a knife.
We're just gonna put butter and cinnamon in them after they're cooked.
And you'll see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, have a good knife. Make sure that, you know what, you can go to even like a thrift store and you can find a really good butcher's knife or something to cut with. These are amazing. They really are. But that's it for now. We'll come back. I'll show you what they're like after they're all done. I'm going to season them totally when they're out of this, but no salt. So we'll be back. Welcome to Poul's Kitchen. This is Chef Paul and we're back. And things are going to be a little cramped, but we're going to do our best. So I got my electronic wok here, so I'm going to turn things right up to full heat, which apparently I think it might already be. Yeah, well, she's heating up, so yeah. So I'm going to put some oil in here. And this is extra virgin olive oil. And you can see it's already getting really, really hot because, well, you can hear it. And what we're going to be doing, I don't know, I'm going to call it like a sweet potato hash, stir fry kind of deal. So we're going to take our sweet potatoes that we've had soaked, nuked for a little bit. It's a little, I mean, it's still a little moist, and you're not going to avoid that. So while we're waiting for this to film, because I mean, obviously, this is going to be a very busy day for us because, well, we got a lot to do. So this is our Christmas dinner. It's the 26th, but Amy had to work yesterday. So I didn't want Amy to be left out of having a family meal. So we have somebody coming over to constitute his family. They should be over soon. So we got some garlic. That's a whole clove of garlic. Some onion. I use a little bit of white and Spanish. I got some snow peas, green peppers, and mushrooms. So, and we got spice, of course. Now, of course, we already made a little bit of a mess, and Amy can clean that after. Amy's good at that. She likes doing that. So while we're doing this, we're going to come into the kitchen here, and we're going to turn this on.
High.
We're going to turn it on high then, apparently.
It'll take 20 minutes.
So we're going to let this boil, and when this is done, she's going to drain this, put a little bit of butter, put a little bit of cinnamon on it. That's all you need. Cinnamon's really good, by the way. If you're diabetic, it's wonderful. It's good for you because it'll help combat your sugars. We've got our cranberry juice
Sauce.
or sauce. And we got our potatoes. We're gonna put these through the air fryer with a little bit of spice. Pretty easy peasy. And it's gonna make some stuffing. It is stovetop. It's not anything fancy this time. Like I said, on a budget.
They'll be microwaved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I like to tell you that every meal we make, or every meal that you make should be gourmet chef. You can always do things to make things taste better. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
Well, let's see who we have here. Come on in.
How you doing?
Not bad.
Good.
I didn't know what unit you were in, but
Hi.
oh, hi.
You found us.
Well, yeah, I went up the stairs and listened to the voice.
So this is our buddy Brian here.
Hi.
Have a seat.
Is this live or are we just?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's not
Well,
live.
not live.
Not
It's
live.
yeah.
Be live.
So we're gonna start cooking this down here. It's sweet potato. It's gonna take a few minutes. It's not. It can actually take quite a bit longer. And Stanley, come on, come on, down. He bad, but he likes being part of the videos.
He does.
So we're gonna put lots of white pepper on there, and again, no salt. If you really insist on having salt, by all means, put it on. But don't put it on until you're done cooking. You're gonna put some smoked paprika to give it a nice little smoked flavor. Montreal steak spice. It's not steak. We're having turkey. Turkey's not in there, but it's still good. And we're gonna put some smoky tea rub. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to stir the spice in quite a bit. We don't need anything on the veggies. We're going to give this about a minute or two, and then we're going to start adding the garlic and the onion. We're going to stir that in really good. We're going to let that cook out a little bit more, and then we're going to put the veggies. We'll let that cook for another minute, and then we're going to let you go for the moment. And when we're ready to go on, we'll show you the next steps. So we'll be back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming in here. So I'm going to get Amy to come in and show you here. Again, this is our final product on our sweet potato hash. She's all cooked. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of liquid. That's normal and that's fine. It's because the cover's been sitting on it. You know what I mean? It's been condensed. We got our turkey here, so if you can see the turkey here, very moist, really well done here. We got our stuffing, which is stovetop. So hi to Brian, everybody.
Hey guys.
This man is the hero of Halifax Metro Transit.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you a story someday, trust me. We got some cranberries and carrots. Carrots are just basically peeled, cut, boil for about 45 minutes, and after it's done, a little bit of butter, cinnamon, and one thing, and I'm going to get Amy to explain this a little better here. Can you please tell us about your gravy?
My gravy?
Yep.
It was made from the turkey yesterday.
How did you make it?
I made in the microwave actually today. I cooked it for about 8 minutes.
With what recipe? With what ingredients?
Just flour and water and gravy and turkey.
Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes Amy is very descriptive, but
I'm not.
she is good at it, and that's her thing. So that's why you're hearing it from her. I didn't make that. But this is our budget Christmas dinner. It's going to taste amazing. We got an amazing company right here, and we're going to enjoy that. So please hit the like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.